The national media just slipped up on live television, and their real agenda is officially out in the open. ESPN's panel completely fractured over Alabama's 2026 season. One analyst boldly claimed that no one can halt Kalen DeBoer and projected the Tide straight into the college football playoff, while another tried to bury us by projecting Alabama in the Citrus Bowl. But don't comment just yet. Stay with me until the very end, because once you connect the schedule dominoes with what the network is hiding about Texas and LSU, you will see who is actually terrified. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Look, let's be completely real with each other for a second. We are just days away from kickoff. The energy across college football is reaching a boiling point, and right on cue, the big television executives rolled out their favorite annual fairy tale. Earlier this week, the Associated Press officially dropped its preseason top 25 poll. You've got Georgia, Texas, Texas A&M, Ole Miss and Oklahoma crowding the top of the standings, with LSU sitting at number 11. But when the bright lights turned on inside ESPN studios, the broadcast panel didn't just deliver an objective breakdown of football matchups. No, gentlemen, they put on an absolute theatrical masterclass. Did you notice how quickly these TV experts tried to crown a brand new national champion before a single real snap has even been played? They spent nearly 20 uninterrupted minutes drooling over Texas, literally calling Steve Sarkisian's roster the Space Jam Monstars on live television. And then came the LSU worship. The analysts were tripping over their own microphones, talking about the lane train arriving in Baton Rouge, Sam Levitt taking over under center, and Blake Baker miraculously solving an entire defense overnight, simply by grabbing portal transfers from Oxford like TJ Dottery and Prince Will Milan. According to ESPN's on-screen graphics, LSU is supposedly strolling into Oxford in Week 3, surviving the Grove and cruising through the SEC gauntlet into an effortless playoff seed. Now let's play devil's advocate for a second. Is Lane Kiffin walking into Oxford a massive media spectacle? Of course it is. The talking heads are acting like he needs pop star level private security just to walk off the tarmac without getting mobbed by Ole Miss fans. But analyzing real roster metrics rather than television hype. Since when does an off-season coordinator swap and a couple of portal additions guarantee an automatic pass to the national elite? And that brings us to the real piece of this puzzle that nobody on television wants to say out loud. Why is the national narrative so desperately obsessed with pushing Alabama down to the Citrus Bowl while handing out free playoff coronation tickets to Austin and Baton Rouge? Think about the chain reaction happening behind the scenes. The major networks have invested billions of dollars into hyping up an expanded 12-team playoff and a reshaped conference map. They desperately need the post-Nick Saban era to look like a chaotic free-for-all where the old king is dead and new commercial markets reign supreme. To sell that narrative to casual viewers across the country, they have to convince the public that the standard inside Tuscaloosa vanished into thin air the exact moment Kalen DeBoer stepped through the doors of the Mal M. Moore facility. They want everyone outside of the state of Alabama to believe the giant has fallen asleep. But if you actually look at the cold, hard reality of who is sweating under the spotlight this season, who is carrying the true soul-crushing pressure in 2026, it sure isn't Alabama. All of that suffocating weight is sitting squarely on Austin, Texas. With Arch Manning entering what the entire national media has billed as his defining collegiate campaign, Texas has zero room for error. If they drop even one unexpected game in this brutal SEC meat grinder, the exact same studio analysts currently worshipping them on television will turn around and tear that program to pieces before November even gets here. And what about LSU? The panel wants you to believe that bringing in Charlie Weiss Jr.'s offensive scheme instantly turns Baton Rouge into an unbeatable machine. But look at the actual road they have to travel. Going into hostile territory in Oxford, surviving Death Valley against top-tier SEC front sevens, and having to walk straight into Bryant-Denny Stadium against an Alabama locker room that has spent 8 consecutive months listening to the national media treat them like second-class citizens. Do these television analysts honestly believe Kalen DeBoer spent his entire off-season reading their glowing articles about Texas instead of installing a surgical tactical counterpunch? Now, look, I'm not sitting here guaranteeing a cakewalk, 12-0 joyride without some fierce fourth-quarter battles. This is the Southeastern Conference. Every single Saturday is a trench war where momentum can swing violently on a single missed block or a controversial third down holding call. But acting like Alabama's talent baseline and offensive development fell off a cliff while simultaneously ignoring the massive defensive questions in Baton Rouge is the single funniest joke in sports media today. While the talking heads in Bristol were arguing on air about whether Alabama is an 8-win fraud or a 10-win bubble team, something quietly dangerous was happening right along University Boulevard. For the first time in 2 whole decades, Alabama enters a college football season without the crushing crosshairs of the entire media universe resting entirely on its back. The media took all that paralyzing outside pressure and handed it directly to Steve Sarkisian, Lane Kiffin, and Kirby Smart. When you strip away the polished studio graphics and examine actual offensive line depth and backfield continuity, who is truly holding the winning hand when the fourth quarter arrives? Kalen DeBoer isn't just coaching a roster. He is stepping into a season where every opposing defensive coordinator has bought into the media's own bedtime story. Rival coaches actually convinced themselves that the standard in Tuscaloosa disappeared. And that makes this Crimson Tide team more dangerous, more focused, and more ruthless than at any point in recent memory. So now I want to hear the truth from you, because your voice means infinitely more than any teleprompter in a television studio. Do you side with the ESPN analyst who admitted that no one can halt Alabama on our march back to the college football playoff? Or do you believe this national media narrative that we are heading for 10-2 in the Citrus Bowl? Can the Crimson Tide roll straight into Death Valley and shut down LSU's hype on national television once and for all? Drop your exact regular season record prediction and your final score for the biggest SEC matchups in the comments below. Let's get this debate fired up. Hit that like button, subscribe to stay locked into authentic insider breakdowns all season long, and I'll see you tomorrow at the exact same time right here on the channel. Roll Tide!